What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson the Gypsy King Fury and Deontay Wilder. The saga, the first fight and the second fight, the differences between the both, or the two, should I say. And what people don't realize, and I think a lot of people are getting to understand, is the difference between the first fight and the second fight. As we know, the aftermath of the second fight, as the result of the second fight, we've had a lot of fans of Wilder make excuse after excuse after excuse. But what people don't realize is Tyson Fury fought Deontay Wilder the first time where there was a lot of doubt of his performance, of his physical state, of his mental state. He had a lot of doubts. A lot of people doubted Tyson Fury. Okay? And the strangest thing about that whole first fight, regardless of how it played out, by round 6 of that fight, people thought Tyson Fury wouldn't have made it that far because we didn't know what his condition was. We didn't know how driven he was to fight or to win that fight. And not only was he not knocked out, he was winning the fight. Okay? He was holding his own. He was pumping the jab. He was avoiding the right hand. And that's basically avoiding the right hand is all he seemed he had to do. Okay? But if we look at that fight and if he would have got knocked out, would it have been an upset? Think about that. Would it have been an upset if Tyson Fury would have been knocked out in the first fight? I mean, completely knocked out. Boom! Don't get up. Arthur Spilka knockout. I don't mean the old long count. I don't mean the Ortiz, I almost beat the count, but I'm technically knocked out. I don't mean that. Okay, I mean that savage, boom, Arthur Spilka knockout. We thought that was going to happen to Tyson Fury, and it didn't. Even though when he got hit with that massive shot in the 12th round, he still got up. And not only did he make an account of himself, he won the rest of the round. And even in the 9th, he was knocked down. He won the rest of the round. What am I trying to say? What I'm saying is that if he would have lost, nobody would have really looked at Tyson Fury and just really turned their back on him. Nobody would have been surprised, in other words, if Deontay Wilder would have knocked out Tyson Fury, because a lot of people, in fact, a lot of people thought that was a cherry pick anyway. Right? So guess what? The excuses after the second fight, and we have a lot of them, we know them. They're going to make up more, I'm sure. It's going to be more stuff. Like, oh, wait, there's more stuff we can create in favor of Deontay because of Deontay's loss. But it would have been a built-in excuse almost of Tyson Fury, because that was everybody expected. That would have been built in if Tyson Fury would have lost, due to how he was, the people he fought, the layoff, the abuse to his body. We would have already knew that, so it would have been nothing like, oh my man, you heard about Fury? He got knocked out by Deontay Wilder. Okay, that ain't no really big surprise. Fury's really not a puncher, and then, what has Fury been doing for the last few years? He just got back into the game. Then you're going up against a guy of Wilder that's been knocking everybody out, and he just knocked out Ortiz or whatnot, and Ortiz was quote unquote the boogeyman, right? And that's a whole nother video. So that's what people are seeming to understand, because now Fury in the second fight was a guy that was ready, prepared. He was not in a situation where he had a lot of ring rust. Okay? You were fighting a guy that was focused on fighting you. A guy that had no layoffs, had no but. Oh, he's a good fighter and he's undefeated, but what has he been doing? He had no buts. This guy was, he did have one but. He did have the eye injury. We can't forget that. So a lot of people were thinking, oh man, it might be Wilder again because of that. Okay. Now, had that been an excuse or not, we'll never know, because Fury didn't lose. You know what I mean? But the thing is, what Fury said was, hey, when someone loses, it's always an excuse. Right? Then the question is, this guy, you let a half-ass guy outbox you, and then you let that same guy coming in better condition knock you out, beat you from corner to corner, from the red corner to the blue corner. This guy beat you to the neutral corner. This guy beat you. This guy dropped you. This guy bullied you. This guy took it to you. So a lot of Wilder fans are really understanding that, and they really don't want to admit that, but that's the bold truth slapping you in the face. You know, and the excuses are coming for Deontay Wilder. Why are you making excuses for a man? He had no injuries. He had no ring rust. He had no huge layoffs. He had every advantage. He had all the judges. He had the referee apparently because a point was deducted out of nowhere. He had it all. He had the venue. You know, he had it exactly where he wanted it, so there was no reason for excuses. There's no room for excuses. And that's what I don't understand about the Wilder fans. You know, you had every possible thing, and now you're bringing up stuff. It's so desperate. It's out of desperation, I'm sure, but it's just pathetic after this. You know, but that's what people need to understand. If Tyson Fury would have lost the first fight, nobody would have said anything. But Deontay Wilder didn't have an excuse to make in the first place, so we shouldn't even entertain excuses in this fight. But that's all I have. Just food for thought, guys. I was just sitting back thinking, you know, about Tyson Fury and his weight gain. That's a whole nother situation. That's another reason we thought he was going to get spark out in the first fight. But he didn't, and in fact, he did the opposite thing, you know, in the second fight. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunching. Peace.